In this video cheat sheet, I will be setting priority and preemption on GLBP interfaces. I will start off with the baseline show command, show GLBP, to display the GLBP status of the interface. Then I'm going to enable a debug command of debug GLBP events all to see how things unfold as I change the router's priority and preemption. Then I finish with the same baseline command, show GLBP, to see what changed. Let's look at the network topology. I will be setting priority and preemption on router 1 and router 2. GLBP gateway priority determines the role that each GLBP gateway plays and what happens if the active virtual gateway, or AVG, fails. I will enter my show command, show GLBP, on router 1. As you can see, router 2 is the active forwarder and router 1 is standby. As we know, unless priority is not configured, the active forwarder is chosen by the highest IP address. The default priority is 100. I'm going to enable debugging on router 1 to get its perspective as the lab progresses. Priority also determines if a GLBP device functions as a backup virtual gateway and the order of ascendancy to becoming an AVG if the current AVG fails. You can configure the priority of each backup virtual gateway with a value of 1 through 255 using the GLBP priority command. By default, the GLBP virtual gateway preemptive scheme is disabled. A backup virtual gateway can become the AVG only if the current AVG fails, regardless of the priorities assigned to the virtual gateways. Preemption allows a backup virtual gateway to become the AVG if the backup virtual gateway is assigned a higher priority than the current AVG. On router 1, I will change priority on interface Fast Ethernet 00 from 100, the default, to 200 to make it the active router. Also, I have set preemption in order to force the routers to change their state without the need for reboot. From the debug output, I see GLBP from standby to active and router 1 becoming the virtual gateway router. Moving over to router 2, I'm going to enable preemption. Moving over to router 1, I will enter my show command, show GLBP. I see that router 1 is the active router and router 2 is the standby router. Take note that the forwarder 1 state is active and forwarder's 2 state is listen. In this video cheat sheet, I set priority and preemption on GLBP interfaces. I started off with the baseline show command, show GLBP, to display the GLBP status of the interface. Then I enabled a debug command of debug GLBP events all to see how things unfold as I change the router's priority and preemption. Then I set priority and preemption on router 1 and then preemption on router 2. Then I finished with the same baseline command, show GLBP, to see what changed.